coverage. The show that couldn't possibly get any longer. If it did, we did commercials and.
Well, tonight's edition is brought to you by Kmart Clothing. Clearly. Oh, well.
You.
Yes, me.
This is. I don't know where
That is the fall edition of what?
Looks kind of dingy with it.
Oh, looks like SoCal's turf field. Okay, anyway.
Hey, before we go any further,
yes,
real quick, I'd like to get a little golf clap going.
Is it for whom?
Well, for Anthony L. Solis.
Anthony L. Solis, the man.
Our in-house Spielberg.
Why do we have to golf clap that? Can't we just go woo woo like Pretty Woman it? Woo woo!
Pretty Woman.
I don't know. It's just Arsenio Hall. Woo woo woo.
Well,
all right.
Yeah.
He's done a magnificent job.
I mean, yeah, the lighting, the Charlie Rose set that we're on, I don't know what that was.
The glare, the shine. Anyway.
5 weeks ago, we were two schmoes sitting in a dimly lit conference room talking about football in front of Venetian blinds.
Yes.
And now look at us. Anyway.
Just in a different room doing it.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Where do you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's get right into it. 2 minutes later. Good idea.
What? All right. You got to give out a little golf clap
as
well.
Thank you, Tony, for all your wonderful help. It's awesome.
You got to make a Pretty Woman reference when you can.
I don't know if that was well. Forgive me. First game. Monte Vista hosting North Salinas.
Do it.
55-14 for those trampling Mustangs. Stampede. That's what it was.
Yeah.
From the get-go. It was all defense. We thought offense would be good, but it was all defense, kind of.
55 points is all defense?
Well, it's all set up by it. We're talking about 3 or 4 turnovers. Okay. We're talking 2 of them, 4 turnovers, 2 of them straight to touchdowns. Nick Matheson.
The man?
Yeah, I was going to say the man-child somehow, even though he's not like,
you and your man-child.
He is. That's just a cool thing to say because they take games over. Game changer.
If you keep in count, that's 2 man-children in the entire county. Who's the other man-child in the county?
Oh, Fabiano Hale.
Oh, it's Fabiano. I thought it was Anthony Cantrell.
Well, Cantrell is a man-child too.
That's 3 man-children.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of them.
Proceed.
The man-child, Matasevich, had a defensive touchdown. He ran for 2 scores, and he passed for 2 scores. That puts you up to 35 points, pretty much.
Wow.
And when you got a stud kicker named Hugo Renteria, not yet the man-child, he kicked all the PATs, and he did a good job running the ball, as did Cody Washington. Chris Splees also scored. But I want to put it up for the defensive front. They run a 3-4 defense.
Golf clap?
Want to golf clap it? Just, all right. And
pretty
woman for him.
Yep.
They have Connor Parker. He's 6'4", 220. They just welcomed back for the first time Dustin Sams, a transfer from Aptos. Mm-hmm. He's not a big guy. He's 5'10", 205. But he made his presence felt more than anyone. He was in on a ton of tackles at the line of scrimmage. And then Alex Beltramo, who's 6'3", 269 pounds. Those 3 guys on the defensive front, most runners don't get through them. And if they do, they're getting stood straight up by the linebackers. And Monte Vista's secondary is phenomenal. So they did it all. They were the show.
The thing I was looking at in terms of this game was a possible trap game for Monte Vista Christian. Obviously, it was not a trap game, and they put up 55, win by a bunch. But next week they do have Seaside, which handled PV easily. But how good is this game going to be?
That next game, we'll talk about that on Tuesday. But yeah, we're going to have to wait. Check out Tuesday's editions, but it's going to be phenomenal.
Last question.
Yes.
What does Hugo Renteria need to do to become another man-child?
He needs to score more touchdowns. Okay. He's gotten the PATs. He's, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move right on to my Friday night game. I was over at Santa Cruz High watching SLV take care of business, a 37-0 victory. It was SLV's first shutout win of the season, and their first shutout of Santa Cruz since about 2000.
Okay.
So we're going way back.
Yeah, the Calamari Bowl.
Yeah. SLV is interesting. They're moving forward, I feel.
They definitely
we talk about SoCal all the time, and Aptos is getting better every week. And Scotts Valley put up a fight with SoCal, so they need to be, watching out for. And SLV we put in that top group as well. But
what is it?
Man, they
play defense.
They play defense.
They run. They control the ball and they run.
They got the Thunder and the Lightning with Derek Petzinger and Jason Bryson.
And Bryson's wide receiver though, right?
No, he's a running back wide receiver. They use a lot of sweep type stuff.
So he runs like a flyback.
Yeah.
Type thing.
But he gets out of the outside, gets down the sidelines.
He's blazing, right?
Last 4 games, he's had 22 carries, 6 touchdowns, 392 yards. if I do the math real quick in my head, that's a little more than 18 yards per carry.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That gets your first downs. And sometimes touchdowns.
And sometimes touchdowns. Yeah. He had 2 on the night. Petzinger had 2 on the night. They'll be interesting. Isaac Newberry he's only a sophomore quarterback. He had probably one of his best games of the season. 9 of 12, 171. And like I said, he's only a sophomore.
Yeah,
I'm going to repeat that again.
Brother was fabulous, and he's going to follow in those footsteps.
It's in the genes, apparently.
Yes.
That defense and what they can do on offense, it's intriguing.
It makes them contenders.
No, easily.
It does. And we know how well coached they are and how they prep for games. They're going to play defense against every team.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And they're going to be in every game, even in the Aptos game.
And I know it was Santa Cruz, and they're having a down year. I think they dressed less than 20 guys last night. And they don't have many seniors. They didn't return a lot from last year's team, obviously. So, obviously 37-0 what can you take from that basically against a team that's having a down year? But
you seemingly took a decent amount from it.
No, I see.
We know SLV's good.
No, I know, but they I think they're interesting moving forward. Just with that rain lightning that they got.
You're just curious about how the ceiling keeps getting pushed up and up.
Right? Yeah, no.
They're improving.
And I think Newberry, like I said, had like his best game in the defense, and those 2 running backs. I mean, Bryson.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets in the open field, it's a track meet, and he's usually faster than most people on the field, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So I really like SLV going forward.
Any man children out there?
Any man children?
Sure. Come on, Sentinel.
Yeah, Robbie Biagiotti.
Biagiotti is a stud.
He's the definition of a
he's more in the stud range, but anyway.
All right, but so SLV, keep an eye out for them, obviously, and nobody was overlooking them, obviously.
No,
I don't think, but they definitely impressed me on Friday night.
Very cool. On Saturday, we had a pretty big game in SoCal going to Scotts Valley.
Wow, that was a big game, huh?
It was. I was talking about the heat, just kind of joking around. I was scorching out there on the sidelines. I drank more water than, I don't even know what drinks a lot of water.
A camel, I think?
I was going to say camel or elephant. I drank a lot of water. I was pretty exhausted out there. I could only imagine.
Does anyone know if camels drink a lot of water, though? I think it's just something people say.
No, it's in their hump, right?
All right, go for it.
Yeah, we did real well in high school classes, I could tell. You failed. I wanted to say, because I was exhausted on the sideline. Granted, I was sprinting up and down. I can only imagine how Jake Redberg felt for Scotts Valley, how Ari Oregon felt for Scotts Valley, how Fabiano Hale felt for SoCal.
Yeah.
I mean, this wasn't...
Who else? Wigan?
Everyone. I mean, there was a lot of big guys. But those 3 guys carried the load for their teams. And it was run all day. And... run. You like that?
Yeah.
And then, bam. Second half was out of this world phenomenal. There's a total of 6 lead changes in this game. And the final one went to SoCal. Tristan Peacock hauled in a 3-yard pass from Lucas Cardoza with 8.4 seconds left to win it.
Incredible.
What a game.
What a game. I mean, I think another year where these 2 teams... It's decided with a single score, I think. It goes back to 2005. This year's no different, even though Scotts Valley entered with a 1-3 record.
Yeah. But we thought they'd be good, and,
I know.
And they are good.
No, they
and
are.
They're simple. They're really simple.
Yeah.
Because they're skilled and well coached.
Yeah.
And they play a little bit of defense.
They don't do much, but what they do is very well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That Oregon and Renberg combination is good.
Yeah.
It's a fullback and then some speedy shiftiness with some tearaway speed for Oregon. But Hale was a stud. He scored 3 more touchdowns. He now has 45 career touchdowns in 3 seasons, 2.5 seasons essentially.
Yeah.
What a stud. What a man-child. And he's now sitting at 858 yards on the year.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Yeah. Well,
that was my next question.
He's gonna break every school record there is. And he already pretty much has. For rushing. And for scoring. For season, career, whatever. He's gonna have them all. But anyway, great game. SoCal great.
I mean, in Scotts Valley, another loss, obviously.
Yeah,
which
they'll be fine.
I know. Yeah, I mean, they're one of the teams that you can't really put anything to that record that they have right now.
Exactly. They're I don't want to say contender because anything's happened, but they're a quality team. The best 1-4 team out there.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Saturday night,
I was over in Aptos watching Chabot take on Cabrillo.
Yeah, that kind of gladiator. If a battle between a Seahawk and a gladiator, who wins this? Does a Seahawk have a chance against a guy with a sword?
What do you think? Gladiator is?
Yes.
I think of Russell Crowe.
Think of 300.
What do I think of a Seahawk, though? What is a Seahawk?
Something that doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Yeah. But they keep pecking away.
Just pecking away at Russell Crowe. I'm going to turn the field. It was an 18-point loss for Cabrillo. But Chabot, of course, is probably, they were thinking, probably the best team they've seen so far. Might be one of the best teams they'll see the rest of the season.
Wow. So, their tough opponent thing that you said earlier this week paid off. In terms of them, that this wasn't a walkover. I thought Cabrillo wins this game, and they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I made the mistake of making fun of Chabot's 19th ranked ranking while being winless in front of one of their coaches.
Oh, wow.
That did good too.
Yeah, not so well.
Yeah, I did charm my way out of that one.
We lost to Hayward subscriber.
But basically, turnovers. 4 turnovers for Cabrillo.
Yeah, that's been killing them recently.
Yes.
Every loss, I mean, it's 4 to 6 turnovers.
Kills most teams.
Yeah.
They had two of those turnovers were at or near the goal line. They had one on the very first play of the game that was a bad snap, went to the end zone, and Chabot covered it. With all that being said, they were still in the game.
They're like that.
And it was late in the third quarter. They're trailing by 5 points. They get a pick, and they get it back to the 5-yard line. They go 4 and out, though. They didn't convert. 2 of the 4 incompletions, 2 of them went were bobbled off the hands of the wide receivers in the flat. And Chabot went right down, scored twice in the next 5 minutes, and the game was kind of over from there. But I talked to Lucas Romanski, the quarterback, after the game. Yeah. They feel like they're making mistakes, there are inconsistencies, but everything is fixable right now.
But they're week after week.
Yeah, no, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
But these aren't. They don't see them as
they're consistent in their inconsistencies. That's what I'm learning about this Cabrillo team. I mean, I love watching this team. They're fun. They get after it on defense.
Yeah. And
they look like they're progressing on offense, but it's just the little things every week.
It's just but those little things against Chabot are bigger things in the long run, basically. Yeah. So against a lesser opponent in league, perhaps. I mean, like they thought. This is probably one of the best teams they'll face all year.
Well, that's good, because maybe it feels like a step down when they open conference.
Exactly, and those inconsistencies that Chabot can exploit, another team might not be able to exploit. Okay. So, moving forward, they seem, I'm not going to say pleased, obviously. There's still a ton of work to be done.
They are not pleased.
They're not pleased, but they don't feel as far off as their record might suggest right now.
Okay, we'll check them out next week and see how they do.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this weekend's games that we covered, and
what's going on? Oh my God!
Sports Center, Joy Jackman's another surprise visit.
I could sense the streaker this time.
This guy's a jumpy man.
I was waiting for this yell.
You know what Julie Jag would do?
What would Julie Jag do?
She would check out SantaCruzSentinel.com
/football WWJJD.
And how about that Twitter thing we got going on?
How about that?
She would check that out too.
Social media.
Airing it out.
And Point After blogs.
Check it out.
Check it.
See you later.
And
stay classy, Santa Cruz.